Welcome, everyone, to Shine Your Mojo Sunday, where we meet every Sunday night at the same time, same place, the comfort of your own home, where we plant seeds. We set the intention for the upcoming week. And the reason why we meet on Sunday nights is whether we realize it or not, there's so much going on. There's so much buried deep in our subconscious mind. And what happens at the end of the weekend, we start to feel a little down and we're not even aware of it. We start to calculate and think about all the things that we have to do in the upcoming week. And so with that being said, we start to go into overwhelm before we even wake up Monday morning. So we start planting seeds where we expect to be busy and have so much to do, and how are we ever going to get it done, and we don't have enough time. And all of that dialogue is running in our subconscious mind. So here what we're going to do tonight, and what we do every week, is we plant seeds so we can focus on what we do want and not on what we don't want. Because what we focus on expands and actually sends out a vibration of attracting more of the same into our experience. So if we're anticipating that we're not going to have enough time, we have so much to do, then that's what happens. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So I am Wendi Blum, and I'm a success and strategy coach, and I am so incredibly passionate about inspiring men and women to tap into their infinite power, the infinite power that exists inside of each and every one of you, and to unleash your brilliance, your gifts, your specialness, your uniqueness, so that you can live a life that you love right here, right now. And we focus on just one thing because we have so many things to focus on throughout the week. And so when we have so much on our plate, what we want to do is we want to take off all of that responsibility. We're wearing so many hats. We want to just focus on one thing. And this week, we're focusing on freedom and independence. And so when you think about what the opposite of freedom is, that's restriction. And so many of us, all of us at some point, we feel stuck, like a prisoner in our own lives. We feel either physically stuck or emotionally stuck or financially stuck. So where do we even start to break through those barriers so that we can feel free in our own lives? We feel that restriction when it comes to relationships, like we're stuck in a relationship. And I know I have felt that way in the past, not even realizing that we all have been given this gift of free will, the freedom to choose. But we don't feel that we have the ability to make these decisions. So often we feel like these decisions are made outside of ourselves. And freedom is just a feeling, and it's a feeling that you activate inside of you first, even if your outer circumstance is not really reflective of what you want to experience. You just start remembering what freedom feels like and what being stuck or restricted feels like. It feels heavy, like weight on your shoulders. You can even picture carrying something on your back that's really heavy, or bricks on your shoulders. You've heard that expression before. That's what restriction feels like. And so to break free, what does that feel like? What does freedom feel like? Because when we're in that cycle of feeling stuck, like we're in quicksand, or that there's like these invisible chains on us that hold us in place to where we are, and sometimes it's just being stuck inside of our own bodies, right? That we don't even, we look in the mirror and we say, oh, where did all this extra weight come from? Or, so we feel stuck on the inside. So to break free, to have that remembering of what it feels like when we felt incredibly free. So what I'm going to invite you to do right now is, with me, just close your eyes for a second and go back in time and remember a time that you felt good, that you felt free. And it could be last week. It could be 25 years ago. It could be when you were a kid and you were just running through an open field, what that feels like just to be outside and running free. It could be a time where you just had a lazy Sunday and you gave yourself permission just to take a nap, and call forth that memory of what that freedom felt like. And just remembering it just for a moment and calling it forth, because our thoughts then create our feelings. Our feelings then translate and become our words. And then our words then become our action. So as we start to plant the seeds of freedom, even setting the intention to feel free, to remember that freedom every day this week, right before going to sleep at night, planting those seeds for freedom and independence in your life. Just opening your heart and asking, what do I need to do in my life to have more freedom and more independence in my life? And then you ask that question, and it could be something so simple, like just doing things that are free. For example, taking a walk in nature, giving yourself permission to take that nap on a Sunday, or just take a bubble bath. We put these restrictions on ourselves very often that we don't have time. We really can't do that right now. We have so much responsibility. But rules can actually be broken, and make some new rules. Deciding right here, right now, that you're going to release some of the restriction or rules that you've placed on yourself and give yourself permission to be free, to feel freedom, to call it forth, to remember, to ask for that feeling. Because what we're all seeking at the end of the day is to feel that inner peace, to feel the freedom. When we want, to succeed in our careers and have financial success, because we want the freedom that goes along with that. When we're seeking a relationship or a new partner, what we want is we want to feel totally ourselves, to be free to be ourselves in our relationships. But just remembering to even ask for that freedom. And then when an answer reveals itself, well, today I'll take one baby step. I'll give myself permission to and maybe we would label it as slacking off, taking time outside and going for a walk at the end of the day. We'd say, well, we have so much to do. We have so much work. We have so much responsibility. We need to go to the grocery store. We need to be cooking meals. We need to take care of more people. Who we need to take care of is ourselves. Because freedom in this country, freedom in the world, starts with having freedom in our own lives. And when we feel free, people can just feel it. It's an energy. Then we give other people permission to feel free in their lives too. We have so many walls that we have put up that give us that sense, that feeling of feeling restricted. We have put those walls up. It is time to take those walls down, to decide to take the walls down in our hearts, around us. We keep out other people. We keep out circumstances or opportunities because deep down we don't know, or we question the fact that it's possible. And if it's possible for anyone, if it's possible for just one of us, it's possible then for all of us. But then what about that heaviness, something that just weighs so heavy on the heart? Sure, Wendi, take down the walls around my heart. That sounds simple enough, but what if I can't do it? What if I've been wronged in my life? What if I'm stuck in this relationship? What if? So what if I'm in that dead-end job? What do I do? And so you start with just first finding the freedom, activating the freedom inside of yourself is letting go. Forgiving yourself, removing the barriers, the blocks, the blame. Forgiving yourself for whatever decision you've made in the past that now has led to the circumstance that you're in right now. It's forgiving yourself first that starts to take down the walls that are the barriers. And then forgiving others, the other people that perhaps we've blamed for putting those walls around us, the restriction, the other people in our lives that we believe have created the restriction for us. So it starts with just the forgiveness piece, and it's certainly not calling them and telling them you forgive them. It is just a feeling of forgiveness inside of your own heart. And so what I'm going to invite everybody to do on this call, and it'll be super powerful because we'll be doing it together. And I was with a group earlier today, and I shared a process that I used in my own life to be able to do this, because this work, this is work. This is going really deep. But freedom is worth your will and your power, your will, your decision to take the power that exists inside of you, your willpower, and moving through this process. Because when you do, on the other side of that is freedom. And can you even put a price on feeling free? So that forgiveness piece starts by just taking just a few seconds, 1 second, 3 seconds, 5 seconds, and building off of that and just saying, I forgive me for anything I might have done in the past, any decision I might have made, and I forgive those around me that most likely unintentionally or maybe even intentionally did something that has created a barrier around me. And what I'm going to invite you to do is set your alarm on your phone. And there's another group, and we made a decision to do that this morning. So I invite you to join all of us doing it together in collective consciousness as a group to do this at 3 o'clock, to set the alarm on your phone and have it come up with just freedom, claiming your freedom every day this week at 3 o'clock, and releasing any block, any resistance, any person, place, or thing, anything that holds you back from freedom, from independence. Each and every one of you deserves that freedom. And one by one, as you ask for it, as you tap into it, as you call it forth, as you start to feel it, then we shift not only our paradigm, but we shift collectively the entire country and maybe the entire world, one by one by one. That's the piece that we can do for freedom right here, right now. And so I'm going to close with just a power statement, a mantra, a declaration to say every day this week. And if you'd like to write it down, I choose to use my will and my power to break free. I choose to use my will and my power to break free and claim my freedom now. I wish each and every one of you so much success this week, so much success, independence, and freedom. Good night, everyone.